My next question is to Dr. Suriyapperuma. I'm sure others will have more questions to you to answer. Dr. Suriyapperuma, I'm watching your presentation. Is a lot of criticism of others have done, rather than what you are supposed to do. But I know you released a manifesto yesterday or the day before, which was very descriptive in terms of what you're planning to do. From the private sector's perspective, the alarming area that I want to ask you is, you all have said you're going to adjust the DSA. If the DSA is amended, we do not know whether IMF will stay in the program, from what we understand. If you are going to discuss the parameters again with IMF, you have said you're going to negotiate or renegotiate. What exactly are you going to renegotiate with the IMF in order to change the parameters? If that happens, the program will collapse, is our view. What answers can you give to that?
The reason that I did not spend too much time on the content, because we have released the document for the information of public and for the consumption of international community. As any of the other parties release their policies, we are just 20 days before the election, ladies and gentlemen. Do we have the party's manifesto available? No. So once again, we are on a hypothetical journey. We are to believe stories of people. That's the difference. So any content, yes. I'm coming there. Okay. I'm there. So the reason that I took not take much time is on that. And the question relating to IMF program and on the DSA. A DSA is necessary for a country to negotiate based on their basis. What is the projection? What are the outflows? What are the inflows? What's the external sector going to be, etc.? How are you going to refinance? At what point you will reach your debt sustainability? In order to do that, one way is to, obviously IMF has given their DSA model. What we are saying is we will do our own DSA, which we have prepared, which we are on the process of finalizing with the input of industry and the experts, which we are doing at the moment. So we will have a basis for discussion with IMF. Principle number one is we have clearly mentioned we will not derail from the IMF program. Country is not in a position to do that. It will be within the IMF program.
Very clear our remaining in the IMF program.
Yes. Okay. But we have already mentioned to IMF as well, based on the DSA that we prepare, we will present our case to you. Millions of children are starving. We need to provide relief to them. So they have indicated, give us our ways of reaching out to the revenue targets, give us our ways of managing our expenses, then yes, we should be able to engage in the conversation. To form that basis, we need our DSA. So DSA contains a lot of those information. That's going to be our basis for the discussion with IMF. That is what is meant.
So you mean they refuse to accept your suggestions? What are you going to do?
So IMF, based on the discussions that we have had so far, several discussions that we have had with IMF, they said it is on the credibility of the program that we will bring in. And they wanted details of where we are going to generate revenue. We indicated to them the way the revenue is leaking at the moment, the way how Treasury is prevented from receiving the revenue that the government deserves. For example, the sugar scandal, the way how politicians interfered in the middle of the night, issued gazettes and did favors to their political, the people who supported for them to come into power, stole billions of rupees. So there were money that never cited the treasury. So we highlighted the revenue leakages in the current model. We suggested how we are going to fix certain institutions which are supposed to generate revenue. Customs, for example, IRD, for example. You can't fix a government institution just by changing the president of the country. You can't change the government institution just by putting an army general as the head of the institution. We tried. It failed. You need a change in culture.
Okay, thank you, Harshana.